I'm here with Ricardo, Lucio, Galvan.
Yes, sir.
How you doing, man? First of all, first and foremost, how you doing?
Good, good, man. I'm great. I'm very blessed, thankful, and appreciative of this opportunity. Thank you, Ruben. Thank you, Through the Ropes.
Yeah, no problem, man. Well, to start off, man, tell us about yourself, your fighting style, how you got into boxing.
Yeah, so, I'm 24 right now. I've been boxing since I was 9. Even through the pandemic, I still stayed in the gym, stayed in shape. I originally got into boxing because I used to play soccer. They used to bully me, and I wouldn't do anything to defend myself. So my father said, I'm going to put you in boxing so you can learn how to defend yourself. And in those 3 months, I had my first amateur fight. I won. I won a first place little trophy. And then I just fell in love with boxing after that. Now I have 3 fights as a pro. I'm 3-0, 2 knockouts. I'm going here for my 4th professional fight next Thursday, September 15th in Yakima, Washington.
Yeah, nice, nice, man. It's crazy how that happens, right? Like your father puts you in boxing too because he loves boxing himself, right?
Yeah. He actually boxed a little bit when he was younger in Mexico. He never fought or anything, but he still trained and learned what boxing is. And even nowadays, he's still learning. Even I'm still learning. Everyone still learns in boxing.
Yeah, you can never learn. You can never learn enough,
Yeah.
as I should say. Yeah.
Exactly.
But yeah, man. Well, speaking of your amateur career, talk to us about your amateur days. Is there any notable names you fought like nowadays that are probably like big or anything like
Yeah.
that?
Yeah. So when I started boxing, I gained a lot of amateur experience. Among those fighters in 2012, 2013, I fought with Ryan Garcia. You see where he's at right now. I lost to him. I was just starting out in boxing, so he had a lot more experience than me. So I know if I fought him today, I know I could beat him because to beat him, you just got to pressure him, You can't let him breathe. The other fighter I boxed with was Devin Haney. Of course, right now he's undisputed lightweight champion, WBC, WBA, WBO, all the titles, Ring Magazine. And I beat him in 2013. Opportunities are different, circumstances are different, and we are where we are, but I never give up, I'm still dreaming big and hoping to fight him again one day.
But that still speaks a lot about you because to beat Devin Haney even in the amateur days, only a select few, I'm assuming, did it. So that speaks volume about yourself too. That must mean you have some talent behind you too.
Yeah, absolutely. And getting to share the ring with him, it made me grow so much as a boxer. And like you said, it showed that I too have skills. And there's this quote that says, "Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard." So I make sure that I always work hard. No matter what. If I have talent, if I don't have talent, I always make sure I work hard.
No, 100% too. Also, like you said, you were working during the pandemic. How you were telling me, you were doing whatever you could to stay busy because I know it was hard. So can you just talk to us a little about what happened in the pandemic?
Yeah, so my last fight was before the pandemic in October of 2019. Roy Jones Jr. Promotions helped me out along with Joey Gilbert Promotions. And my career was supposed to take off right after there, but then the pandemic came. Casinos closed down, gyms closed down, everything closed down, So it kind of went down here a little bit. But I was still in shape, I was training in my garage with my father. We're doing mids, running, doing as much as we could again to stay fit and stay ready for any opportunity. And I was also in school, you're first to know, first of few. But I'm going to graduate December 10th this year with a bachelor's in business. So I'm almost done, So hard work pays off, and I'm still boxing. A lot of people would have given up, but I'm still here. I'm still fighting.
No, for sure. It's it's great that you're chasing after your dreams. Still, you haven't let go of them because I know, a lot of people hit that adulthood and they kind of just put their dreams aside and start chasing, I guess, a day-to-day job or whatever. So that's awesome that you've continued going to school and still chasing your dream as a professional fighter.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, at the end of the day, it's all about who you surround yourself with. So I've had the opportunity to be around Joey Gilbert, who, as many know, was WBO, NABO champion, WBC, USNBC world champion. He's actually going to be in my corner Thursday, September 15th, along with my father and coach Marcel Legron, who owns Redirect Athletics here in Reno, Nevada. Just being along with those guys, growing up with them, seeking advice, mentorship from them, it's just all really good, and it helps me inside and outside of the ring.
No, for sure. Well, yeah, switching over. How was your training camp? Would you agree that a lot of people don't see the work and sacrifice that goes into preparing for a fight?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the boxing world, you never know what can happen, you can work so hard and then one punch and it's all over, So, I mean, the hard work will pay off in the end. And leading up to this fight, I was originally going to fight in July of this year. However, there was some complications that came up. So a few weeks before that, they called us, be like, hey, so we had something come up. We're not going to be able to get you on. But I was already like in training camp for that July fight. However, they called me and they're like, hey, we got you in September in Washington. I was like, all right, let's go. So I just picked it up another 2 months, intense training every day, Monday through Saturday. Sunday, of course, my family day and a day to dedicate it to God. But other than that, man, I'm really happy, I'm at weight already and I'm still a week away. But I mean, yeah, the sacrifice, like you said, diets, family events, waking up in the morning, training in the afternoon. It's all what makes a fighter.
No, for sure. And like speaking a little bit, like, and it's also like people say, like, like think about the big sacrifices, but no, it's also the little sacrifices, like eating your favorite food, maybe drinking that soda with your favorite meal. So it's like little stuff like that also goes very overlooked. So
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, being in a Mexican household, you have all this Mexican food, tacos, tortas, burritos, man. And some of your family's sacrificing with you, dieting along with you. And some of them are eating those good foods. But I mean, at the end of the day, every success requires some sacrifice.
no, for sure. Yeah, your dad. Yeah, I was talking with your dad a little over there, and he was giving me some tips to telling me how you got to leave the tortillas little by little. So, no, I definitely know how hard that could be being a fellow Mexican too. So,
Yeah, absolutely.
but yeah, man, switching over. Do you think, due to your inactivity, do you think you'll have ring rust the night of the fight?
I've made sure to maintain myself in shape, like I said. And even during my last fight, like a lot of people thought I was going to have some ring rust, and I ended up dropping my opponent in the 4th round. He got back up, but the bell saved him. But I mean, this opponent, it's going to be a tough fight, I never underestimate my opponents. I fought this guy in 2014 in Idaho. He is from Idaho, and I won that amateur fight. We fought in the amateurs. However, it's the pros now, so like I said, anything can happen in boxing, but I know I'm ready. I know I've put the work in. I believe in myself. Reno believes in me. Nevada believes in me. And I got a great corner, At the end of the day, I'm just going to stick to my game plan. I'm not going to look for the knockout. If the knockout comes, it comes by itself. But I'm going to work everything that we strategically came up with and go along.
No, for sure. You don't want to look for the knockout because, that's how people get knocked out. So,
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
speaking of anything can happen, I don't know if you saw this past weekend, El Rayo Valenzuela got knocked out. He got beat by someone that wasn't supposed to beat him. So, that's what, why you say you're working hard, you're sparring, you're getting great work. So,
Yeah.
and like you said, the ring rust didn't show up last time. So I don't think it'll be affecting you this fight either, man.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I don't, like I said, I don't underestimate my opponent, so I know he's coming with everything. That's why I prepared myself with as much as I can. So going into this fight, I know that I did all the work required to come out with a victory.
Into my last and final question, and so does being Mexican and fighting on the eve of Mexican Independence Day, does that add more pressure, not only to win, but win in an impressive manner?
More than pressure, it's motivation. It's like so inspiring, especially because I grew up watching these dates, and it was always a Mexican fighter. It used to be Mayweather fighting on these dates, but lately it's been Canelo and all these other fighters. So more than anything, it's motivation to make a victory in a contending way. Come out and show out that it's Mexican Independence Day.
No, for sure. Yeah, man, I totally agree 110%. And hopefully, you have a big win, and soon you'll be following in these great champions, how we were talking about, these great Mexican champions' footsteps. And this could be, a date that you keep fighting on.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, just like these fighters, we all had a tough road getting to the top, So a straight road never made a successful driver, So all these pebbles in the road, they've all made me the person I am today, inside and outside of the ring. So, like I said, hopefully this will mark a step forward in my career, and I'm gonna pick up right where I left off.
No, for sure, 100%. Just know that Reno believes in you. Everybody's behind you 100%, man. Well, thank you for your time, and thank you for this interview.
Thank you, and shout out to Through the Ropes.
Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Thank you.